Hey there guys, my name's Andrew Davidson and welcome back to another As Per My Ability video. Thanks for clicking on this video and thanks for checking it out. If you like what we do here at As Per My Ability, if you like our content, if you like board games, if you like watching content about board games, then do us a favor, or at least consider doing us a favor. Comment, like, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell in the corner so you get notifications when we post new content, because we're putting up new content every single week, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. But to those of you that do follow the show, that are coming back every week, thank you very much. It's good to see you again. How are you? And finally, thank you for supporting the program. We appreciate everything that you guys do to help our channel grow. Now, a long while back, I made a unboxing video for Prospero Hall's game Goonies Never Say Die. Now, Goonies Never Say Die is a one versus all game where you have one person that is the Goondocks master, basically like a GM who's controlling the board or controlling the bad guys, and basically they get their own turn to try to do nasty stuff to the good guys and the heroes of the story. I played through the entire campaign with the same group of people, which was awesome. It's pretty much unheard of these days in my life, but it was a blast. My only negative is that the game seemed to be quite easy. I was the Goondocks master, and I didn't feel like I was really doing a whole lot other than just minor inconveniences to the players, when in reality the game should have been tighter. There was probably, out of 10 games, there were probably about 2 games that came down to the wire. So when you think about that, 8 games were just complete steamroll wins by the players and the heroes. And 2 games were like, kind of close, we're running out of time, maybe we might lose this one. They never ended up losing one. I think they lost 1, and we had to replayed it. So today's video is going to be another unboxing, just like I did with the original Goonies Never Say Die. This time I'm going to do somewhat of an unboxing and taking a look at the components for the very first expansion for Goonies Never Say Die, and that is the Goonies Under the Goondocks. Welcome back to the program, everybody. Like I said at the top of the show, this video is not going to be complicated at all. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's inside the first expansion for Goonies Never Say Die. This is a 3-part campaign. So this picks up where the original game left off and adds 3 more stories onto the end of where you were at the last time. So, highly recommend that you play through the base game and get that whole narrative and figure out what's going on in the game before you pick up the expansion that adds on to the story. In the expansion, as you will see in a moment, you're going to be playing the teenagers. And this story takes you outside the realm of the movie. I have not played this, that's why I just decided to run the camera and do an unboxing / hey, let's look at the components video. So I don't know what the story's necessarily about, other than the main villain is the country club, the family that is owns the country club. Troy, he's right here. Troy is the main villain. That's maybe a spoiler, maybe not. That's about all I know. So why don't we just stop wasting everyone's time. We're going to cut away, take a look at what's inside this box, and see if it's something that you might want to add to your expansion. Again, you're going to have to kind of balance the fact of buying a whole expansion for a game when you're really just not getting a full story. You're getting basically 3 new plays, 3 new games, essentially, and some new players. But that's for you to decide. Let's take a look at the components, then we'll pop back to me and we can all continue on with our lives. So here's the box for the Goonies Under the Docks expansion. There's a couple things I want to point out. It does say at the top that there are 3 more adventures, and I mentioned that, but it does say that on the box. Also, it's a Never Say Die expansion, and it does say that you need the base game required to play. Look how far we've come. Troy and his father's plan to turn the Goondocks into a country club golf course have failed. But since the Goonies discovered that One-Eyed Willie's treasure was real, Troy has been searching for it out of spite. You must stop him before he unleashes the evils below the Goondocks. This expansion is a thrilling continuation of the Goonies' Never Say Die story. Players take on the roles of teenagers Andy, Brand, and Steph, find new treasures, and face new foes over 3 exciting adventures. So not much of a spoiler, I suppose. They tell you what's going on, right on the back of the box. And so there you go. That's a look at what the box looks like. Now what you get in the box, I'm not going to be punching anything out or doing anything like that. First thing is you get some stands. Nothing really much to look at there. Let's put those over there. You get your minis of the characters. So you get those, and of course they're really brightly colored, as Prospero Hall's been doing that lately with the previous, like the base game, along with like Back to the Future also has really colorful plastic miniatures. They also have the adventure guide, which this is going to be all spoilers, so I'm not going to flip through it. This is basically your dungeon master's guide. This will tell you how to set everything up, and only the person who plays the Goondocks master should look at this, and so that they know what's going on and they can populate the board as the players move around and stuff. One thing of note is on the back, I'm not going to focus in on it too much, but you can roll for adventure. You can make up your own stories. You can kind of populate the board and roll, and I'm not sure exactly how it works. I only looked at it briefly, but yeah, you can make your own like campaign and sketch out, flesh out your own stories and board, and they give you a little bit of a framework of how to exactly do that. But yeah, that's it. There's the adventure guide, which we're not really going to look at. There's some punch boards that are still wrapped. Like I said, I'm not going to punch anything on camera. Sometimes I feel like that's just a waste of time, but it looks like there's spiders, and there's one giant piece. Remember, these pieces kind of go over the board. It's double-sided, so that's kind of cool. There'll be something interesting there, along with some poison. It looks like probably, I would assume, goes along with the spiders, the poison, I'm assuming. Now, the characters are the same kind of boards as the original game. You have Brand, and then you flip it over when your turn is over. You have Brand, like they said, Andy, Steph with the glasses. I feel like I'm babysitting, except I'm not getting paid. I've actually used that in my real life. Just not even really trying to quote and be clever, but I've actually said I feel like I'm babysitting, but I'm not getting paid. And Troy Perkins, here's his thing. As you can already tell, he's the villain for the new story. So there are the characters. You get a little bit of new items and cards for the bad guys, Wisp, Spider. You're going to get some of these special bonuses that you can flip over from Data, Sloth. If you don't know how to play the base game, this is kind of not a moot point. But if you know how to play, then you kind of remember what those cards are. Then there are some new items, $50 bill and bottle scroll. And treasures. Oh, cool. So these are legendary treasures, meaning they're very important to the campaign, like something that you have to find. So there's a bunch of little mini cards. The last of the GM cards. Now, I must say, to be honest, I looked at the GM cards and I did remove 4 cards from this deck because I looked and just thought, because I know I'm going to be the GM, so I looked at these cards and I was like, this is a super spoiler, or it looks like a super spoiler as far as not just the whole Troy thing, but something more. So I have removed some cards, but they do give you some new cards in the GM deck for the GM, the Goondocks Master, to play on their turn, to be able to do some nasty stuff. You can either play them on your turn or as a reaction card. But these are not all the cards that you get. I removed, I believe, about 4 of them that are in this deck, but I'm not showing them off because I just felt like it would be way too much of a giveaway for players. And so you're welcome. But that is it. That is everything. Here are the little cards. That's everything that you get inside of Goonies, under the Goondocks expansion.
Well, that is everything that is inside this small expansion. And so now that you've taken a look at the components and what's inside the box, maybe it'll give you an idea of whether if it is something you feel you want to continue on with the base game, or after playing the base game, whether if it's worth it or whether if you just want to pass on it. I can't really give out any recommendations or any thoughts, but maybe I will hop on and record a video once I do actually get through this box and get it played. But that's all, that's everything, that's where I'm going to leave us. Once again, my name is Andrew Davidson. You've been watching As Per My Ability, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next video.